Hello and welcome to Who's on First Watch, TTRPG actual play podcast recorded in Brisbane, Australia. It sounded like you just tripped over something. I'm Richard, your host and GM, guiding you through The Shattered Veil, our Daggerheart homebrew campaign set in the brutal and unravelling world of Hamanaroth. Before episode 13 begins, I'll introduce our cast and the characters they portray, starting with Liv.
Hi, I'm Liv, and I play Kaya Valeros, a Veilbinder Threadkeeper.
Nathan.
G'day everyone, I'm Nathan. I'm playing Bjorn Eriksson, a Stormborn warrior.
Hey everyone, I'm Harrison. I'm going to be playing as Kremlev, the human assassin.
My name is Sean, and I am playing Thulhendi Werther, a bloodthirsty... No, he's not. He's supposed to be very gentle. He's a gentle Minotaur brawler.
It's really coming across. Yeah. BFG over here. Hi, I'm Sarah, and I play Phaedra, a Wonderborn Inferni Bard.
First things first, a huge thank you to Darrington Press for getting behind us. We don't take your support lightly. Sharing our content on your YouTube channel and Insta and collaboration is absolutely awesome. You absolute legends. Thank you very much for everything that you're doing. Thank you to Heart of Daggers, supporting Daggerheart creators and homebrew worlds. Check out their website. You can find us on there. Fantasy Plus, whose cinematic sound libraries power our post-production. Use the code FIRSTWATCH for 3 months free of their Soundscape subscriptions. And our musical contributors, Crimson Brooks. Okay, here we go. Let's do this.
Let's get it. Yes. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Let's kill some shit.
We pick it back up with Thulhendi. You have just run over to the stables and clambered onto a horse and are now about to make chase from the one soldier that escaped from the battle that you just had in the farmstead house with the hole in the side of it as you came bursting up through the floorboards from the caverns underneath. The rest of you are still within the building. So, we'll turn it back to yourself, Thulhendi. You have just grabbed the reins of the horse, thrown a leg over, foot in the stirrup, into the saddle as the soldier is peeling off into the forest ahead. And at the same time, actually, as the rest of you head out of the building where you had the battle, it is now that you can see near the fire pit, near the well, the prostrate form of Elna. You can see the form of Auric also lying pale in a discarded manner next to her, and Pera and the old man both tied up and gagged, lying over on their side next to the well. Over to you guys.
I'm going to ride my horse as fast as I can, past the farmhouse and towards the rider that was trying to escape.
Please give me an agility.
As I do, I'm going to reach down, grab Kremlev by the collar, and I'm going to haul him over the front of the saddle.
Like a carrying a body.
Yeah, I'm just going to grab him by the neck and
throw him over the front. Wheel the horse past him and grab him. Give me a strength roll first with advantage, because Kremlev, I assume you're going to...
It startles me at first, but I glance behind me and see that it's Thulhendi and lean into it and try not to hurt myself.
Okay,
as you
you're pulled up,
yeah.
I have an advantage on that.
18.
With hope. You manage to grab him by the top of his leather armor and
I skip for a second while he's...
like running with it next to a car with the door open.
Yeah.
Yep, you manage to pull him onto the back of the horse.
Is the rider that's trying to get away, is he out of sight?
He's not out of sight, but he's at very far range.
He's at very far.
Yes.
Not far?
No.
Oh.
Considering his distance...
Oh.
Can I possibly run to get him into far range?
No. He's at full gallop.
Well, that's rude.
It is my job.
Yeah.
To be rude.
There was something I could have done that would kind of...
Bjorn, what are you doing in this spot?
I don't know if anyone else will specifically notice, but I'm keeping my distance from Kaya and go and see if I can check on Auric.
And Kaya.
I'll do the same. Rush over to Elna, check if she's still alive.
Yep, you sock a slide into the dirt next to her as you rush her over. Thulhendi, can now please give me an agility check as you charge after the soldier that is riding away at speed.
It's a 9 with hope.
With the sudden extra weight of Kremlev onto the horse doesn't stumble but takes a moment to find its footing and slowed for a moment. But then after that moment, despite giving quite a bit of ground from the soldier that you're chasing, managed to eventually find its rhythm and start galloping off after the soldier that has run off into the forest.
So has Kremlev found the saddle?
He's lying over the front of the saddle.
I'm going to help him get a leg over.
Okay.
I'm gonna readjust, be in a position where I'm combat.
It's quite awkward, but you managed to
Once he's
make it
in
happen.
position, I'm going to roll off the back of the horse. Try my best to gracefully land.
It's agility, please.
Agility again. I'm going to use my indomitable physique ability
To just eat it.
to eat it. And I rolled a 14, 13, 14, 15 with the
You managed to roll off the back of the horse and not do yourself a nasty injury.
thump. Oh, get him.
Oh shit! Oh, I get comfy and crack the reins, and
call out, don't let him live. He'll report back.
And as I hear the yelling behind me, I ready my bow. And how far away would you say he is in mechanical terms?
He's just out of range now.
Well, I'm going to crack the reins and convince the horse to speed up.
You hop out of the saddle and give me a trait roll that you think is appropriate. Instinct, perhaps?
Instinct, yeah. 13 with hope.
You relay the commands to the horse and it digs in, shifts into gallop, and charges off. You come out of the saddle and belt off into the forest.
I'm ready myself, hold the reins with one hand, as well as hold the grip of my bow, so I've got a free hand to do things with, and ready an arrow, see if I can actually hit this time.
You're going to have to ride for a little while before you get into range.
How far is it?
Very far. Yeah, you haven't caught up within very far yet. So you're behind, like you're out of range of him, and he's galloping, and you took a while to get galloping, so you need to gain distance on him before you get within far range.
Wait, Kremlin's got a faster horse. So
Oh, shit, sorry, my fault. Right.
they're actually they're
My bad.
level.
Away you go. So suddenly this meteorite comes out of nowhere and crushes Phaedra, like just a big fucking burning smear in the earth.
Why?
Doesn't it crush her really slowly? I thought it was really...
No, she's not dead. It's like she's just pulverized. All her insides are being like turned to jelly.
Stretching up this grass.
Oh, please help me. This is agony.
Evlev's got a faster horse.
Very attack that you all hate Phaedra.
Nobody hates Phaedra except me. Kremlin, you gallop off after the soldier. What is everybody else doing at this point? You are picking yourself up out of the dirt.
I imagine I'm some distance.
Yes, you are. Kaya and Bjorn, you walk forward to prostrate forms near the well and the fire pit. What are you doing at this point, Phaedra?
Seeing that Kaya and Bjorn are kind of handling the injured, and I'm not great in that space. I would like to try and see if there's any sort of like tent or base where there could be some sort of information or like stores as well. Like, because also we're hungry. Like,
Yep.
Where did they put all our donkey meat? I would just like to find where they've been putting stuff or where they've been basing themselves.
They wouldn't have left these 6 guys without any food, right?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
6 guys worth of food here.
So there is, as you start looking around, the door to the house on the other side, on the opposite side of the fire pit. The door's open and it looks like there's been a lot of heavy traffic in and out of there.
I ran over.
Yeah, so you jog past around the other side of the fire pit and the well and head inside. Kaya, Bjorn, you get to the forms lying in the dirt. The first thing that you notice is that Elna is not breathing. Her wound in her shoulder has been ruptured, if you like, perhaps through rough handling, and has just started seeping blood through the bandage. Auric is lying near her. He's shallow breathing. He's got cuts on his cheek, cuts on his arms. But the thing that makes you take a moment of shock, if you will, you see that both of Auric's feet are facing in the wrong direction.
Oh, goodness.
And he is grey pale. His breathing is shallow and rapid. You look over at the old man that is tied back to back with Para, and they both seem to be breathing steadily but unconscious.
Is Elna warm?
She's not.
Okay. I kind of put my hand on her head and close my eyes for a second and then turn to Auric and see if there's anything that I could potentially do, just sort of looking at him going, I'm panicking a little bit, going, this is beyond me. Look to Bjorn, going, field dressing? This is beyond me. I don't know what I'm doing.
strangely quiet. I just don't respond to just staring at you.
Hi, hello, help. They need help. At least untie Pera and what's his face?
I'll grip my jaw and go over and untie those two.
Okay. You go about untying their binds. Back to Kremlin.
Have I galloped close enough to shoot at him yet?
Give me an agility roll.
With hope, with hope, with hope. Not off the table.
14 with hope.
Yeah.
Okay. You manage to gain some ground and get within very far range of the Sogger.
Seeing the opportunity and being familiar with how far I can comfortably fire accurately, if you could use that word.
I'm going to give you a disadvantage on the shot because you're firing from horseback and riding flat out.
So that's a
D6
minus? Yeah.
Roll a 1 on the D6.
12 with fear.
It hits. It hits. No way.
Hallelujah.
I'm going to, on a successful weapon attack, mark a stress to mark him for death for an additional D4 damage. And I'm going to fire using my Gorgon Root, which will deal an additional point of stress, including the damage that I deliver, as I send an arrow sling in his direction.
You're shooting him or the horse?
Him. Dealing 13 damage and a stress.
Nice.
Meets it, beats it. Yeah, your arrow buries itself into his back.
Briefly steers the horse into some trees nearby, and you lose sight of him.
Well, I'm going to gallop up to where I saw him disappear into and look around for anything I can possibly track him with. I'm going to try and hunt him using my woodsman ability to know what's natural and what looks upturned and recently trodden over. Using a hope for a +2. And I guess it's a knowledge roll or an instinct roll, you reckon? Oh, that's a crit. Double ones.
Yay!
I saw the snake eyes and it was like, oh, shit. Oh, wait.
Yes, so, Kremlev, you see that there's other tracks here. Looks like heavy footfalls of, at a guess, like a handful or more.
Is it horses?
No.
No?
Human or humanoid feet.
Right.
You don't get much of a chance to study it as you
Yeah, so I
charge on through.
come on through, yeah.
Get this fucker before he finds them.
Well, yeah, I'm totally going to keep following him.
You kick the horse again and head off into the forest. The trees fall away to the side and you see your quarry ahead, and then suddenly he gets taken by an arrow shot come from a hillside, and he gets taken and falls out of the saddle and collapses into it collapses off the horse, foot still in the stirrup, gets dragged for half a mile and then falls out.
So you never needed to run after him. He's fine.
And then following that, about 10 individuals come from either side of this hill that you were chasing him along. Over the top, you can see there's a few dwarves, a couple of Dracona, all seem to be wearing the regalia of the Dosmorian army. What is their symbol? Do we have a symbol for them?
Weren't these guys the Dustmorian army already?
Yes.
Yeah,
it was the little sparrow,
They were
wasn't
old
it?
mercenaries.
No. So there's
That's old
the
mercenaries.
They're the white-
sparrow. The sparrows, a detachment.
Yeah.
The Dosmorian army is something else. I don't know what.
There's like a
There's
white symbol. Isn't
No,
there?
that's the
No,
sparrow.
that's the sparrow.
That's the red stripe fellas.
Yep.
Yeah.
Are
And
we asking, is there a generic Dustmorian
That we
army
came up
symbol?
with, yeah. I can't remember if we did.
right.
I think we had something about forges and hammers and hearths and stuff. So
Okay.
it's about as far as we got.
Yeah. Hammer and anvil. It's a bit
Didn't really do
math.
heraldry. We didn't really do heraldry at the time.
Yeah. Any ideas? Anyone have any suggestions other than a fucking hammer and an anvil?
What about a sword and a stone?
Ooh, that's
like
cool.
a mountain range. The Dosmoria is a mountain range, isn't it?
Or a pile
Yeah.
of bodies with a spear in it with a flag?
I like the stone thing. I like
the
the,
halls of Bondol.
well, they're like the Lord of the Rings.
Gates of Moria.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
You got full dark angels and just have a sword with wings.
So that'd be the symbol that
A gate.
portals.
Yeah, okay. All right, I'm happy with that. You can see clearly on their tabards that are well looked after and worn in military precision, the gate of Dosmoria emblazoned on the front of their blue tabards. As 5 come from one side, 5 from the other, and they're all looking at you, and they've got weapons trained on you, crossbows, bows, and they're all brandishing weapons of some description. seems to be leading the troop is a squat female dwarf with her hair braided tight, carrying a shield with the Dosmorian heraldry emblazoned on the front, carrying a small warhammer in a position ready to defend.
Fuck. Well, I'll reel the horse to a stop. Oh, that's a lie. I'm just going to rip the horse around and just pull a 180 and
Okay.
fuck off.
Okay. You rear the horse.
I wasn't chasing him.
You rear the horse and turn and give it a kick in the hindquarters, and it gallops off into the direction from the direction that you can.
They were on foot, right? The soldiers.
Yes.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna do that. I'm gonna kick the horse and just
Fuck off.
fuck off. Yeah.
Okay. You fuck off.
I'm notably, I'm gonna follow the path through the trees till we hit the path where the other soldier originally turned off.
Yes.
Stop there, dismount from the horse, and then send the horse the other direction that I'm going to walk, and then try and sneak through the bushes back to the camp.
Okay. You burst from the tree cover, get to the road. You dismount quickly, give it a on its rear. On its rear, it whinnies and gallops off down the road in the opposite direction.
I'm going to try and disappear into the woods.
Okay. You find a gully next to the side of the road and start creeping along back towards the farmstead.
You mean skulking?
And
Skulking.
skulk. I'm going to
Sorry,
skulk,
my apologies.
yes.
Skulking. Back at the farm. Phaedra, you enter the room, and whereas previously it was empty, there was several sacks, a few barrels, and a few crates that are stacked against one wall, and start having a look through them. There's some compressed, grain bricks, I guess, for horse feed. There's a couple of sacks of dried root. There's a couple of salt licks there for horses.
No donkey jerky? Where's our donkey jerky?
There's a 12 large canvas water sacks. One of them's punctured. There's a couple of collapsible buckets. There's some horse blankets. You start moving some stuff aside and pushing some of the crates away, and there's some riding saddles, bits, reins, all of the accoutrements for requiring to saddle a horse. And crates being cracked open, and there's some salted meat in there, wrapped in some linen.
Mm-hmm.
There's some hard bread in there as well, some more water skins. You see there's a lamp oil, a couple of containers of lamp oil, jugs of lamp oil, and some iron spikes and some hammers that are lying around as well.
All right. Well, I grab one of the Hessian, or a couple of the Hessian sacks, and I start filling it with primarily prioritizing water skins, meat, bread, the lamp oil,
Yes.
any torches or things like that. Just
Yes.
all the things that key survival in a sack, and I'm going to start running them back and I guess chucking them down the hole.
Yeah, sure.
So that's where we're going to
Yeah,
go back. Yeah. Chucking them down the hole. I'm just
Okay.
relaying.
Yep. So you start gathering up some of the supplies and sticking them into the sacks that you can find, and start jogging out across the main thoroughfare into the building on the other side. Kaya and Bjorn, what are you guys up to at this point?
I'll make sure the two that aren't almost dead are comfortable.
Yes.
So untie them, lay them out somewhere.
Bjorn, are they alive?
Yeah, they're fine. And then I'll step over to Kaya's side. We need to talk later. For the moment, what can I do to help?
Oh, okay. Oryk is in bad shape. This is beyond my very limited ability. I don't know what to do. I get my knuckle finger and press it into Oryk's sternum and see if I can try and wake him, or get a response out of him to see if he responds to pain.
You start wedging that into your knuckle into his chest. He stirs, but doesn't wake. Murmurs, but doesn't wake. And at this point, you see Phaedra trot past with a sack to the other building.
What are you doing? You're getting back in the hole.
Get him back in the hole?
Wait, aren't we going back down the hole?
No?
Wait, where else are we going to go? All right, well, there's a storehouse over there. I've been grabbing a bit of meats and breads and things and things that we might need. Everyone take a sack, and then what are we going to do with these lot? Is that Oren's feet?
That is Oryk's feet, yes. I don't know what to do. Do we leave him? Do we help him? He's at death's door. Do we waste the resources trying to help him?
Landy, at this point, you start approaching from where you fell off the back of the horse.
So you can see me limping up my bad hip, and I've obviously taken a bit of a tumble with clumps of dirt all. I'm muddy and gross, and I've got the blood from the fight from before on me, and I'm breathing heavily and limping large. And as I make my way up, I can see that you got sacks of equipment. And I say, it's a good idea. We should hide those in that hold. Holy shit, what happened to his feet?
Is there any more horses? Did you take the only horse? Where's that horse gone? We could really do with a horse right now.
Kremlev is hopefully chasing down that last warrior and
You did what with him?
dispatching him.
You
Sorry?
sent him on his own. You didn't back him up?
I'm a heavy person. I thought he'd be faster on the horse. Plus he's got the bow.
There's still the 5 others that are in the stable.
There's more horses?
Yes.
There's more horses. Oh, look, there's more horses over there. I can hear them.
Was that you or the horses? No, there's more horses.
I'll just pretend to be the horse.
Yeah, okay.
Going for horses. Look, maybe we could get them all on top of the horse, and then we can lead them back to the entrance of the cave, and then leave forever.
Sure. Yeah, okay.
All right.
So I'm a survivalist. Do I have any idea how to tend for a guy whose feet are on backwards? Maybe some first aid and survivalist skills?
I'm off at that point.
Amputate and cauterize.
They're going to heal.
Peg leg.
So essentially, the basic knowledge would be, your awareness would be, they're obviously broken or
Horribly, yeah.
horribly. So to adjust them and try and reset them as best you can and support them would
Question.
be, yeah.
Are they backwards from the Twisty Backies, or are they backwards from the Flippy Undies? Backwards from being turned all the way around 360, or are they backwards
Are
from
they
being
this way or
flipped?
this way?
Yeah, so they're backwards to the roundabouties rather than the flippy downies.
Okay, so I'd have some knowledge of, as a survivalist, I'm assuming I'd have knowledge of things like significant breaks.
Yes.
Things like friggin' tendon surgery, I've got no idea how to do.
No, of course.
So I'm just gonna, is he unconscious?
He is.
I'm gonna go, I'm so sorry, Auric. I'm just gonna grab his foot and twist it into position.
Okay. So as you get it
Oh, fucking oath
and,
it will.
and turn it, it's like
Jelly.
it's like a sack of sand. Like it's just like chips and bits.
Oh.
And as you turn it, it fairly freely but kind of grindy positions in the right way. And you see his eyes flicker, and then you hear him.
That's nothing yet, son. And then I'm gonna do the second one.
Give me a knowledge check, please.
That makes sense.
That didn't. I'm not a medic. That didn't seem like the right thing to do.
I'm going to spend a hope to add that survivalist knowledge on major breaks. And I'm going to roll a 9 and a 4, which is a 13, 14, 15 with hope.
And the second foot?
I'm just spinning it around as well.
Okay. You can
And then once they're sort of in position, I'm going to do with what little knowledge I have of the intricacies of the ankle to set them as best as I can. And then
splint it as best you can. So
Then,
the
yeah.
board on the bottom, 2 boards on the side. It's like building a moon boot out of whatever
start
you can.
building the best moon boot I can out of bits of wall and furniture.
Okay.
They're not healing, Salandi.
Sorry?
They're not healing.
Uh,
I've seen enough battlefield wounds to know that's not healing.
It's the only hope I can give him.
And then he passes out again.
I just walk away, dragging one of the sacks, and just a bit of a blank look on my face about the pure violence. I'm just.
How would you have heard that?
Surely.
Probably.
Kremlev. You hear it on the wind.
How is it loud enough that I'm going to think that those other fellas have also heard it, or is it just like I can hear the subtlety of it? I guess
It's possible.
If they are behind you.
if they are behind me, yeah. Hearing it, am I going to clock that it's coming from towards where I'm headed?
Yes.
Well, immediately I'm going to quicken my pace and
Okay.
put sneaking to the wayside as I prioritize being quick.
Okay. Kaya, Bjorn.
That was. What do we do? Can we move him now? Is that even wise?
Well, I'm still trying to strap the splints on.
It'll take a while, yeah.
We can hide him with the others in the cave and hope that he recovers. That's the only hope I can give him, Bjorn.
Depends when Kremlev gets back. If he took the scout out, we've got all the time we need.
He better be back.
If not, the cave, perhaps?
What the fuck happened? What the fuck is going on? What's that? You see Paris coming to, rubbing a large lump on her head with her back against the well. What? Your back? What? Oh my god! Look at his fucking feet! Oh my god, what are you...
His feet are fine. From what she can see.
No, they're not.
Well, they're in a boot.
Yeah, and you still haven't finished it. So they're flopping around and shit. What the fuck's going on? What happened?
It's
They
okay.
came and we tried to just tell him that it was just us, but they won't believe us. Where are they? What happened?
They're mostly gone. What happened to you guys? What?
We tried to tell them. We told them it was just us. It was just us. And then they didn't believe us. And then they started touching poor Ulrich. The bastards. And then... Oh. And Brenivar here, he was putting up a good fight. And then we started yelling and carrying on, and they just knocked us out.
Did you say Buenava?
There you go, Sarah.
What was
Brenivar. You met him before. The old geezer.
I'm asking above the table.
Brenivar, yeah.
Brenivar.
Branivar.
That was pretty close.
Hey, Rich,
So-
above the table, did Ulrich have a shield that I was aware of? Or
No.
just had a sword?
Just his axe.
Axe.
But yes, he took his chain off, if you remember.
Yeah, I've got that.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you notice that he's covered in not his own blood, but gore of some description. Head to toe in blood and gore. Para's like, oh, me stars, me head's just, I can hardly see. What happened? Where are they? Are we safe?
Look, I know that you've only just woken up, but Vader could do with some help. If you can work,
What?
help her, grab whatever you can, and shove it in the hole.
Shove what and whose hole and
I'm
what?
just dragging in the background, like dragging a huge sack. We're not going in the hole, we're going on the horses.
Some of us can go in the hole, some of us can take a horse.
Don't split us up.
Holes and horses, and she's like, oh, me head. She leans over onto one shoulder into the dirt, propping her head up. You see that she's quite pale, and she's rubbing what you can now see is quite a pronounced lump on the side of her head.
I will start helping Celandy to splint Oryx's feet.
I'm heading back to the house, and I want to take a bit of one of the floorboards and carve it down to, it's no point, like shield size, if that makes sense. So like about 2 foot length of it.
Okay.
Just hack that off for myself. For something that I'm thinking about later.
You head over to the house and make quick work of a piece of floorboard.
Did any of these warriors before have shields?
No. Eventually, Kremlev, the farmstead, comes into view, and you can see your comrades clustered around the well in the center over some prostrate forms, and Phaedra jogging back across to the other building on the other side.
I'm going to let out a sharp whistle, not loud, but like audible and noticeable, like, and see if anybody looks out.
I look up.
Yeah.
I'll wave my hand in the air and make myself obvious, and then run on over and, what did they miss?
Did you get him?
Yeah, he's he's gone. He's dead.
And what is that?
Look, I'll explain in a second. Let's not be here. I think we need to go. There are lots of people in the woods.
More of Old Mercy.
No, look, I didn't really recognize the heraldry, but it's not anybody we've dealt with so far.
All right, people, can we get some hand over here?
What happened to Oryx's feet?
Seeing that
Help me get him down the hole.
Where is he
Back.
going down the hole?
Because we're going to hide there.
We're going to hide in the hole? I thought we were taking the horses. I'm very confused with what's going on.
Take the horses. There's no point going back in the hole.
Why don't we collapse the building so they don't know about the hole?
No, if we can hide down there, we can use the farm as a place to live and the hole as a place to hide.
But then how are we going to hide? There's a big hole in the floor.
I'm going to pick up the stove and throw it in the hole. No, not yet. Whoa. Not yet. I'm going to just and get down in the hole.
No, we're on the horses.
No.
We're going to go the horses to the cave.
while these two are arguing, I've noticed that Kremlev is back
Yes.
and take his hand and be like, are you okay?
I'm fine, yes.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm all right.
What was that in
I
the
had a bit of a
house?
startle, but, it's nothing crazy. I'm unhurt.
You are unhurt?
Yeah.
Okay. I think the plan is to take Orek on the horse. Elna didn't make it. But I don't know about Oryx's chances either.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I wish we could have done more. But, look, let's not cut our losses just yet. We're still fine.
Yeah.
Let's go figure out what the plan is and contribute.
Okay.
I'll start saddling the horses.
Good. Another one for the horse. Yes. Horse. Team horse.
I am lowering poor Auric down the hole.
The rope is there from where they climbed up.
Perfect.
So you tie it under his shoulders and
Gently lower him onto his feet. and hope that he sits down.
okay. So you're standing over the hole in that's in the floor of the building, lowering Auric down. Phaedra, you ferrying still while calling out your perspectives and opinions. You're ferrying rations and equipment from the one building over to the one with the hole.
Mm-hmm.
Bjorn, you are saddling horses. Kremlev and Kaya, you guys have just caught up. What are you guys doing next?
I'm going to walk out into the courtyard space and just go, everybody, what is the plan exactly?
We're going on a horse.
So why is the... Oh, fuck.
Kremlin face bombs.
So,
Horses. The horses are the best way out. The cave is nothing but a rat trap.
With, acid slugs and stuff.
Look, Thelandi, I think they're right. We've got a better shot with the horses.
Well, he's already in there. It's too late.
Well,
Can you pull him out then? I watched you climb up the hole like it was not even there. Like, can you just... I'll help you get him back out.
I'm going to look to see if the floorboards can be replaced.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, you think they could be replaced, Jeff?
Put them in his best.
Oh, sorry, the ones that you busted out.
Yeah.
Okay, no.
Not at all?
Maybe one. But, Bjorn has just cut one in half and seems to be using it as some sort of makeshift shield.
Budge.
Somebody give me, who is outside, an instinct roll, please.
Dibs.
Okay, then.
Better than me, roll.
Oh, crit.
Yay!
Hey.
Get a hope clear as death.
2 3s.
Nice. So you're standing trying to figure out what the hell everyone is doing. And then you hear the sound of the unnatural snapping of a twig coming from the forest, from the direction that you came.
Oh, fuck yeah. Well, I'll whiz around and keep an eye out. And what do I see?
From the direction you heard the sound, you see what you assume is one of those soldiers that you encountered previously. You catch him moving carefully through the trees. He's got a burnished red scales on his face of Dracona, and he seems to be doing his best to move quietly as he can. He seems to be looking in your direction, but doesn't necessarily have noticed that you have seen him.
Seeing that Kremlev is whipped around, what is it? What do you see?
They're following us.
Who is following us?
Plan hole as a go. Everybody in.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
What? But all the sacks are on the horse.
Well, everyone hears Kremlev yell out, "Quick, Operation Hole is a go." Whatever it was.
Oh, for hell's sake. All right, I grab whatever sack I can grab off and just start dragging him back towards the hole.
Some went down the hole already, so that's okay.
I'm going to run over to where Phaedra is and help drag the sack.
Me
With
too.
these, you both managed to pick it up and run it into the house with the hole in the side. Bjorn, in the process of saddling some horses, what do you do from here?
Do I hear Cramp?
Yeah, absolutely.
Was there any other resources? Were these sacks in the...
Do we have any dynamite?
I mean, I could, but
These
you're not
sacks
going to
of
like it.
Hang on. Sorry, go back.
Were these sacks of resources and stuff, are they in the barn or are they in a different...
No, so Phaedra has been ferrying them from one building to the other.
And now back to it.
And where are the horses in...
The horses are in the barn. 2 houses, one on one side of the stream. There's one on this side, and then the barn.
I'll stop what I'm doing then.
Okay. You stop what you're doing.
God damn it. Head back towards the farmhouse that we came up through the flooring.
Kaya?
Lift Para up by the elbow and shove her towards the hole and say, "No time to explain. Down you go."
So she stands up and stumbles towards the house
And
with the
do
hole.
the same with Brenova.
Brenova, yeah.
Yeah, so I do the same with Brenova.
Okay, you'll have to essentially drag him. He's still
Yeah.
out cold.
If I notice that, I'll divert and head over
Okay.
and just pick the old man up like a sack of spuds.
Wherever you go.
As you are moving across, you look into the forest and you can see bodies, forms moving through the foliage and the forest. You can count about 4 or 5, maybe more, starting to move towards the farmstead coming from out of the forest.
I'll call out loud enough. Who are they, Kremlev?
Those are the those fellows that I saw out there. It's time to go. Okay, look, there's a lot more of them.
Do I hear him say that?
Yeah.
Poke my head out the door, and can I see them?
Yeah, you can see...
When he pokes his head out the door, I'm going to grab him.
You see them...
He's too high up for me to grab him by something comfortable. I'm just going to grab him on the back and kind of yank him back in again, if you will let me to.
If they... I'm going to look back at you. If they saw you, if you saw them, they saw you. You're going to have to take the horses.
Pull it back out. No.
Oh, you wanted to go in the hole. We're in the hole
Only
now.
the
We're
people
going
who
into the
were
hole.
already in the house
Already
that they
down
don't
the
know
hole.
are here can go down the hole.
Oryx's nickname from now on will be Yo-Yo.
Whoever was not seen by them can go down the hole. The rest need to still be seen.
They're out there. They're all out there. We can't go get the horses
They're out
now.
in the
You don't wanna
tree
get the
line. They've
horses in the
seen
hole.
all of us.
And
Look, if we get
So
into
you
the-
guys are essentially... You, Landy, are sticking out of the hole talking. You're in the house with the hole in
I
it.
assume that I've put a box in so we can get down and up without having to lower a rope down it.
Well, you assume incorrectly, because it's 9 foot high.
Look, if we get
Kremlev, where are you?
in the courtyard sort of
In
area.
the courtyard. Bjorn, you
Yes.
guys are making your way across the open space.
Outside. So the 3 of us would be outside, and you 2 would be inside.
Well, outside. You said you tried to pull them back, so you knew that.
Once
Yeah.
I get to the
Yes.
house, I'll put Brengar down and just turn around and walk back into the middle of the clearing, looking up at the tree line.
Look, everybody, if we get into the hole, we've got a choke point we can funnel them through if they decide to come for us. We've got the element of surprise. We can spring them from the darkness. We know the cavern. They don't. We can just pass through and escape them.
We got oil. Why don't we just set fire to the house? We go down the hole, we set fire to it, and we run.
Emerging out of the forest now into plain view, at a quick count, 10 soldiers wearing the blue tabard of the Dosmorian army with the heraldry of the gate on the front. And one seems to be leading the way as the rest are in a V shape behind them. Behind her, it is a dwarf female. She's carrying a shield that has the emblem on the shield in blue. She's carrying a warhammer in her other hand, and she's holding it above her head, which you, Bjorn, would know that it is a sign of parley as opposed to attack.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yes.
What language have we been speaking so far? Hamani?
Yes. Hamani.
Okay. I'm going to go, look, I can speak Dosmorian. I was raised in the mountains of Dosmoria.
Yeah, no offense, but you're currently covered in several men's entrails right now. Maybe I should go and talk to them. Bit of a friendly face, you know.
I'll hold my hands out to the side, just facing her and obviously waiting for her to approach.
So they all approach and form a semicircle. As I said before, there's a couple of dwarves, there's a few humans, a couple of Dracona. There's a goblin that is standing nearby this female dwarf, and she steps forward and she says,
In what language does she say?
Dosmorian. You speak Dosmorian.
I would imagine so. I was in the army.
You're from way
Yeah, but I
north.
spent a lot of time in this morning.
Yeah.
I'll speak it.
Okay.
I'll speak it.
I don't even. It's so fucking
Can you
foreign.
please let the bard do the one thing I'm supposed
No,
to be able to do, which is talk to people? That's my one purpose. I have been useless as shit this whole time.
She steps forward and she says, "Who's your allegiances?"
My name's Bjorn. I'm the last surviving member of the Iron Fist Company.
She thinks for a moment. "Are you still under the command of the Dosmorian forces?"
Out of contact, but technically,
"Who's your commanding officer?"
no one. Me. Did you not catch the last surviving?
Who was your commanding officer? Who do you report to now if you're still under the flag?
I don't report to anybody.
What are you doing here, and who are your comrades?
Well, you know, we sort of all got cut up there with these bandits, you see, and thank goodness you're here, to save the day and bring order to this very tumultuous time we're going through in this region. May I say, love the armor, it's very shiny.
Bandits? What are
Yes.
these bandits? What do they wear? What do they look like?
Band of the old Mercy.
Yes, we'd heard tales that they've been going rogue, that they used to be mercenaries for the Dosmorian army, but they've gone off the rails and are doing their own thing and starting to pillage and plunder all over the place and are against you guys.
So how do you find yourselves here?
We're just trying to eke out a living, scratch out survival as best as we can in a war-torn country.
Well, you've picked a fine spot in the middle of all this. We're not here to harm you. We've been chasing the White Sparrow.
Well, my very fine friend here, Thorlandi, the great and powerful, has aided you in this endeavor and has dispatched many of those White Sparrow devils.
I don't know about all that. We only did what we could to survive.
In the effort of survival.
I see there several of their bodies still strewn about, and you chasing one of those bastards down.
As
And then you turn around.
As they talking to me in Dosmorian, it's like, I don't speak a lick of Dosmorian, so I'm kind of
He's a
shrug.
mute.
Hey,
Great with a bow, but, his tongue was cut out when he was a kid for eating too many sweets.
Well,
she looks quizzically. Bjorn.
I'm going to lean over to Kaya.
What's he on about, lass?
Sorry, while this is happening, I'm going to lean over to Kaya and say to her, do you know what they're saying? Is that...
What's he on about? He's got no tongue. Now listen.
It's a little nub of a tongue.
Little lump of a tongue.
What we found of these bandits is they have a storehouse here. Please, we'd love to show you some of it. They've still got all these stores here.
Aye, you are. All right, well.
We'd like to keep what we can to continue to eke out the meager living we have scratched out of this beleaguered farmstead.
But only what your army can spare. We understand you are doing very important work.
Well, despite what we wear on our tabards, maybe we have a story we can swap with you and tell you a few truths about what's going on around here. Look, the rest of you come out wherever you are and lay down your arms and we can see what we can see.
Look, I'm large and perhaps physically big, but I'm unarmed and I'm no threat.
Aye.
And I hold my big hands up like that.
You're
Covered
big.
in blood and gore.
I take a very big gulp at this whole I'm unarmed and not a threat. Having seen what this person can do with his hands.
And what did they call you? What's your names then? What do you go by? You there, Inferni.
Phaedra of the Ember Road Company. You may have heard of us. We've toured all
Ember
over.
Road.
Ember Road.
Hey, traveling through.
Yes, you've heard of us.
Nice.
And finally is Kaya, our wonderful fortune teller. Maybe she can tell you your fate and, help you in your endeavors.
Oh, perhaps if we find the time. And what about yourself, large Minotaur man there?
Thorlandi, the great and powerful. He is a...
It's all right.
Trying so hard to remember the name of your giant friend.
It's all right. Take your time.
Thimble! That's it. They call me Thimble.
a great and powerful warrior who is looking to find
enough
his...
of your false platitudes.
Just not false strategies.
I'm no great warrior.
Well,
Pretty great, but only wants to live a peaceful and humble life.
I'm as great a warrior as he is tongueless. Please ignore the...
old Nubtongue here. Nubtongue. What's his name? Can he speak?
I'll translate to him and say, they want to know your name.
Don't tell them.
His name is Crommaloo.
Michael.
Cromloo.
Boris.
That's quite the fine Shiod accent he's got there.
I believe he is from the south.
Mm-hmm.
Do you speak the language of the Hamani?
Yes, it's a bit broken, but I can manage it in a pinch.
There's this confused. I'm just utterly dumbfounded. It's just
So
these people
what
talking
I've-
at.
What I've clocked is that she heard him say, "Don't tell them my name."
Whatever is more comfortable for you. And this is Bjorn, a great warrior from the north, as you know, and
You
who
need to
has...
stop trying to talk us up as such great warriors.
Well, you are. You've killed a lot of people
No.
in the last couple of days. Like, many.
She switches to Hermione and says, "Well, you may not call yourselves great warriors, but you did yourselves goodly to manage to not be dead against some of the Sparrow's military men.
And what do they call you?
My name is Braga Stonevein, and this is the band of us. Deserters from Baron Varric, the general's army.
A very weird look on my face at that.
Do I know any of these names and stories of these people, or
No, you know
no?
not the names specifically. You may have heard on the road the name of general of a Dosmorian army, that his name is Baron Varric.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, I can tell by the look on your face that deserters is an ugly word, but we have a story to tell you. So settle in.
I've got no stones to cast on that front. Strange word to describe yourself, though.
There's strange happenings all around us, and hopefully together we can figure a few things out. So, guys, that's where we're going to end the episode.
Oh, what? No.
But there's silver lining. You guys can now level up before the next game. Level 2, Tier 2, baby.
Level 2.
So we'll do a summary of what everybody's leveled up at the start of the next game.
Somebody's got to pull Auric out of the hole.
Auric the yo-yo.
His poor feet.
Crunk.
You could have all just hidden in the friggin' hole.
But you wanted to go on the horses again. You went whole horses whole.
No, I said that those of you who've been seen got to ride off on a horse. Those of us that haven't been seen can go down the hole.
Too late.
Horse hole.
Too late.
Horse hole. Horse hole.
But no, it's good. It's a good army. They're not killing us.
Well,
Not
it's
yet.
nice of you to volunteer our services as great warriors thing.
You're very worried. At all of the things I've seen from you two in the last 38 hours.
You didn't get us press ganged into an army. Oh, great warriors are you? Well, lucky you can join.
Maybe I think that's what's best for you after seeing you pretzel and that.
Nub tongue.
I don't want them to bloody press gang me. Oh, you're a good warrior. You can fight first.
Bye-bye. It is important to note that the game uses the Daggerheart tabletop role-playing system, published by Darrington Press and Critical Role LLC. We play under the Darrington Press Community Gaming License. This is an unofficial fan production, not affiliated or endorsed by Darrington Press or Critical Role.
Survive.